Hey, everybody, welcome to the rabbit hole on Tuesday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. with yours truly, Blazeman, Mr. D, Mr. Donnie, and Mr. Jim. I hope you fellas this weekend was great with your families or just, having some time for yourself, getting your thoughts together and all that fun stuff like that. Um, what am I hearing in the background?
Oh, it's Friday.
Yeah, that's called economy. That's what you're hearing. Good
Yeah.
old economy. You
So,
know,
look, we're going to touch
we're
some stuff
taking
tonight.
fake beans up there to use liberals, okay?
We're
Especially
going to touch
packaged by the Mexican government.
We're gonna touch base on what's up with the diesel fuel. I mean, shortages, the economy. Let's see, Putin with his wheat. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Putin holding back wheat and holding it hostage is gonna really fucking screw us. And we're gonna talk about who was Kiki Camarena. Am I saying that right, guys? Camarena.
Camarena.
Camarena. All right. The murder of a DEA agent linked to Rafael Carraro Quarantino. And we're going to get into all of that fun stuff. Yeah.
His name ain't Raphael, kid.
It's not Raphael. What is it?
I can see you watching a lot of his movies.
What is it? Rafael. Raphael.
Raphael? What's his
Raphael.
last name? Raphael.
I don't know, man. Instead of being like in fucking kindergarten right now, say his name.
Oh,
Apparently, I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Ref. No, you're fine, Blaze. You're fine. Go, man, go.
All right, I'm fine. Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna open up. Because Donnie was late tonight, ladies and gentlemen, he's gonna open up the diesel segment and Joe Biden and all of that fun shit like that. So with that being said, let it roll, Donnie.
Well,
I'm
Donnie,
just,
before you get started, Donnie, before you get started, Blaze, he mumbled some words. I caught him on hot mic. He's like, whatever. Okay, you dumb fucker. I'll do it.
Yeah, Donnie, I heard that. I have a very good set of
okay.
headphones.
Okay, come on now. Whatever, man.
Right.
Whatever.
So from now on, when anybody spoke's out of turn, they get put away in the green room.
Oh,
It
the
sucks.
green room. Okay, whatever.
All
Anyway,
right. Now, of course, we got to
hypocrisy
fuck
of
around
the
and open it. Go
Democrats
ahead,
right
Donnie.
now. The hypocrisy of the Democrats right now, and Joe Biden, our fearless leader, how he's going to put what they call them. What kind of taxes?
Sanctions.
Oh, no,
No.
windfall taxes. Windfall taxes on the oil companies if they don't increase or play along to help the U.S. economy.
Hey, money man. Money man. Can you
What?
explain to us?
I think he's trying to explain to us, D.
No, the windfall profits. I don't.
Okay.
I'm
He
not
got
sure.
me
I was
smart
just
on that too.
I
I'm
don't
sorry,
know exactly
Donnie.
what they are, Demas, but all I know is they got president. He called on oil and gas companies to use their record profits to lower costs for Americans and creep in or pay a higher tax rate as he buy. They got him quoting that he said this, quoted him saying it. And so now that's what Joe Biden does. He didn't play along. All the sanctions in Russia and all that other shit ain't working to the oil companies who are war profiteering to share. What is the excess profits for them anyway? Who determines that?
Well,
And now you're going to penalize them
he
for
doesn't.
paying taxes. So what does that do for our economy? Why would someone even want to do business with the U.S. if we're going to do shit? Come on, someone tell me, please. The hypocrisy is just killing me.
Well, the bottom line is the reason why he's panicking now. Number one, November. What are we? 7 days away. Number one. Number two. He went to Saudi Arabia, and he pretty much begged and pretty much was like, "Oh man, the midterms are coming around. Please, can you fucking release more oil so it would make me look good?" And they said no. So now, what President Biden wants to do is threaten, the smaller companies, I guess, in a sense, to where We're gonna windfall tax you. I mean, what does that mean?
That's what
Explain
I'm
that.
saying.
I think
Good show.
windfall profits is like a sudden surge in a company's profit, basically. So it's a bullshit way to say they had like a spike in their earnings. And
Okay,
so I don't know. I guess he thinks that. Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, the funny thing is, again, I had sent this off in a text to you guys earlier. This is the dude who cut the pipeline. He cut leases for federal lands. He stopped any offshore drilling. All of these things that could have helped us out right now. And now we're sitting here begging someone else for oil again. I mean, to me, it's just it's insane. I don't know why.
Jim, I got a question for Jim. So what's the local populace saying about all these fuel prices? Because you there in central Massachusetts, definitely different here in West Texas.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of liberals up there, and they all went to go buy their Toyota Priuses long time ago and stuff. What are they saying anything? Them liberals I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, well, I mean, of course not. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know a whole bunch of liberals because I don't affiliate myself with them too much. And I'm not even really kidding. Most of the guys I work with, we work in like, a shop full of guys who produce parts for military and everything else. And there are not too many guys in my close vicinity that would consider themselves liberals. None of my family are liberal, and none of the people I hang around with are liberals.
Yeah,
I really don't know what they're saying.
Massachusetts
I can
are
tell you
crazy.
right now. I mean, it's the average price of heating oil right now. I think is it's around $5.55 a gallon.
Yeah, 546, my guy.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, it's gonna fluctuate a little bit from.
Well,
area
yeah,
to
I'm just
area,
saying, 546
but I mean, if
for
you
my guy. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, the amount of money it's going to cost to heat oil. I mean, to heat your house. I mean, that's like almost $1,400 a tank.
Yes.
And I don't know what you use or how much you use, but in the house that I
Mine's
moved out of,
270 gallons.
270. Yeah, so I mean, you're still looking at almost $1,500 probably.
Yeah.
That's insane. I mean,
And depending on how the winter is, you might have to fill that fucker twice.
Hey, so
Yeah.
let me ask you this. All right, and I'm getting curious of this, Donnie. Why hasn't most of the Northeast converted to natural gas? Just a stupid question. With all these, I
It's only
understand.
a few. It's only a few. We don't. I don't think we have a big percentage of it. You know what I mean? But I guess we do it enough to keep some of these oil companies in business. But I don't think there's much of it. I know here in the city of Fall River, Massachusetts, the gas company's been doing all kinds of work, taking people's meters out of their cellars and putting them on the outside of the houses, all that shit like that. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
so
I don't know what the cost price is versus oil. As far as what you get BTU wise, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm sure it's better. And I would assume probably the only thing I can think of is maybe there's a lot more, like in the woods. I'm in the woods, so I don't have natural gas. I have propane, which luckily is nowhere near that price either. But I'm guessing that a lot of the areas are oil for that reason. Like out in the Berkshires and stuff, you're up in a mountain in the woods. They're not running your gas lines like Fall River, middle of a city. Yeah.
And one of our viewers just said it costs too much to convert too. So
yeah. So I think that's part of the problem.
All right, but let's get back to the point. I'm sorry, Donnie, go, bro.
No, I just want to go. In the same speech they're talking, they got Joe Biden saying industry has not met its commitment to invest in America and support the American people. A fair return, he said. They're making profits so high it's hard to believe. And he said the profit of war because of Ukraine and Russia. I'm sorry. How is that? I just don't understand how he can expect a company, because, okay, they had a spike. They had a good year. Now they're supposed to go and just pass those savings on. Once again, this is you blaming somebody else for and you can't even take accountability and understand that you fucked this up.
Yeah.
But it's yours. And
It's
I
like
agree.
defunding the police and then crying when you're getting crime
Right.
rising.
Right. This is your fault. Your leadership and everybody else that is underneath you, Democrats, all it's your damn fault, politicians. Stop blaming the oil companies. They had a good year. They used those targets. And oh, by the way, you cut half the business out probably with going electric. You cut a good portion of the business out. So now you want to take what are they? I mean, you got to give them something to do. I'm sorry, but that just
We're not
sounds
just
like straight to them. And I don't understand why these guys think it's okay. Oh, we need your vote. Why would the hell would I vote for you when you just want to know it's my fault? I don't understand that shit.
Well,
Oh,
you know, I got a response to Blaze and a response to you, Donnie, on the oil business. But on Saudi Arabia, when Biden went over there, he knew what the answer was. That was
Yeah,
just nothing but a photo shoot, man. Because that
yeah.
little Saudi American Khashoggi, Trump said, "I don't see nothing. I don't have jurisdiction there." And Trump massaged the Saudis. I mean, that's part of relations. You got to massage them, take care of them. And Biden he called it a pariah state, Saudi Arabia, a pariah state. That means nobody lives there. You see a, a tumbleweed dancing around the. No, man, no, shame on you, Joe. You should have known better, man. You should have known
Right.
better.
so
And
this isn't it's not just going to be diesel. Okay, yeah, diesel. If that goes down, like it's going to, look, that's going to affect your medications getting to your pharmacy. It's going to affect food in your grocery market. It's going to forget. It's going to affect labor shortages. It's going to affect so much that we're. I don't know why they're not saying that we're in a recession now, because we are in a recession now. Okay,
Blaze,
guys. Again, and I always bring up the fact of food because it's a lot of things that I used to do as far as food goes when running the restaurant at the VFW and everything. And I noticed that a lot. And 4 months ago, okay, I like ginger ale, okay, by Coca-Cola. And I drink ginger ale. And I was paying $12.99 a case plus the nickel. Okay, so now, bro, guys, now it's $19 a case plus the nickel charge.
yeah, everything's doubled, man. Me and Donnie was talking about this
Nothing,
crazy.
in
right?
our
But we talked about this on this show before, and I don't think people really understand that until it's not. Maybe it's not hitting them right now or
it's
something. But I'm telling you, you know,
I'm everybody
$5.
must be feeling. I mean, you
Well, I was going to ask you this question, Jim. You know what I mean? You could probably help or whatever. I'm sure you do some shopping. Are you not feeling that some?
well, big time. I went this week, right? Like we've been, we have BJ's and stuff like that, so we do that for most of our meats except for steaks. There's certain things I can't skimp on. But
Right, understand. Okay,
yeah,
you got to
I
go to the
went
butcher.
to
you
I went to
you don't know nothing about steaks, because all that steaks you get from is coming out of New York. You ain't got
yeah,
nothing
I'm
great
sure.
fed
But no, well,
like a good
you go
old
to
Texas
BJ's and get
steak.
steak as opposed to a butcher. It's definitely different.
Nah, bro.
But in any case, uh, in any case, yeah. So I went to Hannaford's just to get
There
like
he goes.
I'm not even kidding, just a handful of like the bullshit stuff that you always run out of. It was $141. Then I went to BJ's. I got like chicken chops, a couple other things, maybe some hamburg, and then other things that we buy in bulk like paper towels. It was another $160 something. So it was $300. And we used to do shopping for honest to God about half of that. So it's like double the price.
Hey, I got to put a disclaimer out there. Donnie, BJ's is not a sexual exercise.
I understand. Got it.
BJ's is
That's good.
like a
To be
Costco or
interested.
Sam's,
I know.
okay?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
sorry, my
Yeah,
bad.
I know.
yeah.
I know. I've lived. I mean, I've been out there. I got it. That's just not careless about that.
But
What are we gonna do?
one of the other things,
No,
though,
but this is what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do when we can't even get a loaf of bread? Because are people gonna start hoarding again now? I mean, think
Yeah.
I
about
don't
it.
know.
What
You know
are we
what's
gonna
crazy?
do?
You were just
And
saying
what
that.
Yeah,
point-
I think it's gonna get to that point where everything is gonna go skyrocket so bad that people ain't gonna have a choice but to try and fucking steal shit, feed their family.
Donnie, if you don't want us all jumping on your great questions, let us know, man. Or just let us know which ones
Hold on,
to
guys.
react, because we all came on that, man. That was a good
That
question.
too wasn't a sexual thing, by the way.
Well, what you
But
got?
just to say one other thing, to bounce off where Blaze was going with things that you like. Well, I can't even find a couple of the items we used to like. There was this, I don't know, I forget what the hell the brand was, but it was this creamer, it was some flavored creamer. They haven't had it in there for months, I'm not sure if it's like I said. I mean, I don't know why, but they just don't. They have like every other brand except for that one. Well, they have that brand, but not the flavor.
I like
So
again.
there's a
I go to
handful of
BJ's
things-
a lot, and I like Coffee Mate hazelnut creamer.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Yeah.
no, they haven't had that there in about like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's been like a month since they've had the one that we usually get.
Hey,
So, so I don't know if
yeah.
that's a shortage or what. But
Yeah, it's got to be a shortage, and it's just only going to happen more. You know, I know you may be sitting there saying, "Oh, it's just creamer," but we're trying to make a fucking point here, and how the money and for food or for anything is going mental.
I could remember shopping at Walmart, and I do majority of my shopping at Walmart. And I remember the Great Value would be off like 10, 20 cents. Man, Great Value is like $1 on every other. If you buy a
Yes, bro,
rice,
that's what I'm trying to
that Great
say.
Value. Well, you weren't explaining it right.
Well,
there,
listen,
Uncle.
but we've talked about it on the show. I thought everybody would just get right up to speed. Like I said, nothing's going up 20 cents, 50 cents. Shit's going up $2,
100%.
$250.
100%. Yes. Yes, bro.
So-
Yes.
And
So
this
what's the
diesel
next
shortage, is only going to add to that. Go ahead, Donnie. I know you had to run and do something real quick, so you still have the
Yeah.
floor.
No, about the diesel thing. I was reading it right now. Mansfield, their CEO, Michael Mansfield, issued an advisory to all the people he services that, hey, Russia cut off some imports. Expect shortages too. So when you can't have the diesel to haul the bread, we don't have the wheat to make the bread. We have the gas to haul the bread into the, out to the coast or from the coast, whatever. At what point are we going to go finance everything and finance all our debt with our nations, and we're going to start handing out checks? Because that's going to be the first thing people start clamoring. Every time get a little rough.
Yes.
They started. And the administration we got now, the shit they write anyways already that don't make sense, that already put us in a hole. What the hell? Why not? Hey, go for the trifecta, man. Let's go. Who cares? Because now we're not getting out of it. We'll just stay in debt. F it, man. Have a good time. I mean, come on.
there's also I listen to a talk show in the morning on my ride to work, and one of the guys who I believe he owns a truck and he delivers oil to oil companies. So he's got like a tanker. I guess I'm not exactly sure how he explained it, but he's a big oil company that delivers to smaller oil companies. And he said that I think 3 or 4 of the people who he's known and done business with for 20 plus years had to close down because they can't afford it. They're trying to keep their prices low as possible, so they're not making the money on it. But by the time they're done, they can't afford it, so they actually had to close up. I think he said it was 3 or 4 companies at least.
And Jim, if I could hop on that, what you were saying, if we don't get our shit together, and I'm pretty sure I don't know about you, Donnie, but in the '70s, with this oil Iran embargo, yeah, there's a bunch of help wanted signs now, and Blaze brought it up in the show about labor shortages. Don't forget, if they ain't buying the product, there's no need to make it. And
Yeah.
them people that work in that factory, they will be getting them fast food jobs and stuff. I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
you're
man.
gonna have a choice.
I'm just looking out for these little small realtors, like Ross, Max. See how they survive, because that's going to be a telltale sign of where we at in our economy. And I remember it, the '70s, and all this is Joe Biden hugging on the Greenpeace team. That's all it is.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. Look, guys,
Yes.
I'm going to run this video, and then we're going to continue this discussion on diesel. Give everybody a quick update on what exactly is happening, and we'll touch base on it. Here we go. You can talk during.
Welcome back, guys. I
You know.
wanted to give you an update on this diesel shortage. There was a lot of hype about diesel being out in 25 days, which would cause catastrophic problems, like Tucker said.
And here's the reality. We have 25 days to avert economic catastrophe. Catastrophe is what will happen if we run out of diesel fuel. According to data from the Energy Information Administration, by the Monday of Thanksgiving week, that's 25 days from now, there will be no more diesel. So what's going to happen then? Well, everything will stop. That means trucks and trains and barges all unable to move. Farm equipment will shut down. There will be no deliveries because there will be no trucks. There'll be no diesel generators. And then inevitably our economy will crash because everything runs on diesel fuel.
Now, I know a lot of you probably seen that clip, but I got some updated information. Should you be worried? That's the question. Updated information coming right up.
Tell me that shit, because that gave us absolutely nothing.
Welcome back to all of our great subscribers, and thank you so much for all the comments you leave me down there, your input. If you're brand new here and you like news that affects you, and you like prepping tips, emergency preparedness how-tos weekly, be sure to hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. So we're gonna go over a couple things in case some of you don't know about the big diesel shortage, that they're saying that we're only a couple weeks out until total catastrophe. That's right, about 2 weeks. Are you ready for that? So let me start off by showing this short little news clip just to catch everyone up, and then we're gonna go into some really important things that I found out, my conclusion, what I think about this whole thing and how it's gonna unfold. And then to finish the video off, I've got a dynamite tip that I just did myself.
From small trucks to big trucks, diesel fuel helps the world stay connected.
Economy in the supply chain is fueled by diesel.
But Alex Miller with Florida Trucking Association says the tank is close to running on empty.
Well, there has been a shortage for several months now, and we've seen the pain financially at the pump for that long.
The shortage stems from a few issues. A few refineries closed. The cutoff from Russian imports is affecting supply, and distillate inventory is at its lowest level since 2008. That's all according to the Energy Information Administration. Economist Mike Snipes says this could impact gas prices, which will likely trickle down to everyday spending.
If the price of gas is going up for everybody, that's going to include, the post office, UPS. It's going to include all of those people. And so if those shipping costs go up, then that's going to make the holiday season just that much more expensive.
Snipes believes relief could come in the form of an extended gas tax break, but that comes at a cost.
It's going to be a pretty big source of tax revenue. And the longer we keep the tax holiday, then that's just going to extend that decrease in tax revenue.
While Miller says she wants to see more help on the federal level.
Well, the federal government really needs to step in. We need to start increasing production and then start looking at the leasing for oil and get on top of this, particularly before the winter, because when you look at northeastern states, they also use the oil to heat their homes.
In Tampa, Jada Williams, ABC Action News.
So, jump right in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they just said anything we didn't already know.
Well,
It's
I want to
crazy.
know.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I want to know where
Jim,
that
go.
tax,
Donnie.
the tax, I didn't know that was still there. So we're killing ourselves. Mr. Oh Faithful, Mr. POTUS Biden, he's still killing us by not collecting taxes on what he should have been collecting taxes on. So how are we supposed to pay our bills if we're not collecting taxes? I really don't understand. And their whole point, it makes a whole entire sense. The whole world runs off diesel fuel. Power ships, big trucks for the shipping industry, planes. Yes, planes are coming, but it's a diesel base. They got this other aviation fuel. I know, I ain't that dumb, but damn, the whole world runs off diesel. And if it goes down, then it's just not a U.S. It's a whole lot of economies crashing globally.
Yeah.
So
Did they just said they
maybe it
still
might-
have the tax like tax holiday on fuel? Is that what I just heard?
That's what I heard. Holiday, the holiday, whatever, where it relieves
Yeah, to
the
keep
taxes,
the
where they don't
price
collect
low,
the taxes.
right?
Yeah, that's what it was saying on the video. That's
So,
what I understood.
well, I mean, in about 7 days, that's when that's going to end. If that's the case, they're only doing it right now because the midterms are right around the corner.
Exactly.
I mean, it's the only reason why he's trying to save face at this point.
So
I think we're in a lot worse shape than people understand.
Right.
This
Right.
is
I
my
don't think
thing.
we're fucking getting our point out there that much. You know what I mean?
But
I mean,
you're
this is
telling
going to be
me-
bad. And I agree with Jim. In the fucking 8 days, it's going to start to simmer down, So,
Yeah, well, I mean, as
So-
soon as
so-
the election's done, one way or the
Right.
other, it's going to be
Go ahead,
time to
Donnie.
pay the piper.
That's all they're willing to sacrifice millions, maybe possibly over a vote for one of us. That shows you how important we really are.
Yeah,
That should tell you.
it's sick.
Remember when I was with the other
Right.
dude not to vote? That's the bitches, because ain't a word come out their mouth. You can't even hold that shit to truth. You just sacrifice.
No.
right.
But
They
the
literally
billion-
don't care.
for a vote.
They literally don't care if 10,000 people fucking get out of their home or can only pay their rent and not fucking oil or gas or any. This is terrible. And only to get someone's vote. It's I don't know. D, I'm not gonna let you sit there and watch the show. You're gonna
No.
be a part of the show.
No, I am part of the show, and I wanted to get back on what Donnie said about the oil company. They're just making all making all this profit. Shit, Donnie. I think if I was the CEO of Shell, this would be my last time to make profit on this because
Exactly.
the government is moving all that money before that used to help oil companies finance oil companies to drill and all that good stuff. And now the government's like, we're going to go electric and we're going to move all this money to the electric folks. And
Right.
here we are, we're stuck in the middle. And it's
So that's why I
Right,
can't
you can't-
go by
not
the
right.
numbers.
Yeah,
You
go
know,
by
right.
the ones
You can't
that
just
say
say, "Oh, we're fucking switching from gas to electric. We're going to do it in 6 months." There's no way you could do that.
but you
This
know
is-
what the Dems will tell you. This is the growing pains that we have to go to
No,
get to this
no.
milestone. Yes, man, I'm telling you, that's what they're going to tell
they
you.
will.
No, I agree with you. But growing pains is like, all right, we're gonna switch to this, everybody. You know what I mean? So be prepared for it. Not oh
So-
my God, we don't have gas to fill your car, and
So they're waiting from a reaction from the public, and this reaction is
they're
going to
getting
say,
a reaction
"Oh,
from the public.
no, it's to be determined, and it's going to be determined 8 November."
Exactly. Fucking
I'm having a
exactly.
genius moment here. Just
There it
hang
is.
on.
Yep.
Just hang on.
Yep.
Just hang on. I have spoken. God
Okay, well,
damn it.
yeah, you
even got
spoken, eh?
anxiety.
Mhm.
Here-
All right, ladies and gentlemen, look, we'll be right back in exactly 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Stick around for more to Rabbit Hole while we all get our shit together.
right.
Hector Perez is a former Drug Enforcement Agency supervisor and special agent with over 30 years extensive experience in counterterrorism and narcotics enforcement under his belt. He is recognized as one of the highest decorated DEA agents in the history of the Bureau. Hector was born on September 27, 1946, in Tucson, Arizona. Not much about his family is public knowledge for their safety, which is quite understandable seeing how he was an undercover agent for most of his career, working to expose and bring various drug cartels to justice. Hector has a Bachelor's of Science and Bachelor's of Arts from the University of Phoenix, Arizona, and a doctorate degree in international law from the University of Michoacán in Michoacán, Mexico. He is considered an expert by the U.S. government in terrorism, security protection, and threat assessment. Seeing how the man has successfully implemented anti-terrorist security measures for U.S. embassies in Central and South America, he definitely earned his expert status. After being deployed as a combat field medic during the Vietnam War, Perez became a police officer in Tucson. He was quickly assigned to work undercover for the drug unit. His success in busting a Mexican drug dealer got the DEA's attention, and he was subsequently welcomed into the agency. There, he put his skills to good use, nabbing even bigger dealers in Los Angeles amidst the backdrop of the war on drugs. After 10 successful years at the DEA, he was assigned to Guadalajara, Mexico, ground zero for what would become the biggest turf war in the history of the drug trade, as well as Hector's first taste of unspeakable corruption. In his explosive tell-all book, The Last Narc, a memoir by the DEA's most notorious agent, Perez goes into detail about his lifelong career in law enforcement and his leading role in one of the most pivotal investigations in the history of federal law enforcement. Operation Leyenda, which sought the truth about the DEA agent Enrique Kiki Camarena's death at the hands of cartels, as featured in Amazon's 4-part docuseries also titled The Last Narc. In his memoir, Perez peels back the layers of myth and propaganda surrounding the Kiki Camarena case that fed a conspiracy stretching all the way up to Washington, D.C. Tiller Russell, the docuseries director, went on to state, Hector Perez is a stone warrior whose astonishing life story took him from the barrios of Tucson to the killing fields of Mexico and the halls of power in D.C., and into the heart of darkness of the most notorious murder in the history of the drug war. He survived gunfights, assassination attempts, and a deep state conspiracy. The fact that he lived to tell the tale is nothing short of miraculous. And honestly, we couldn't have said it any better ourselves. Who was Kiki Camarena, and why did his case spark so much attention? Let's take a look into Hector's book, shall we? Enrique Kiki Camarena Salazar lived between July 26, 1947 and February 9, 1985. He was an American intelligence officer for the United States Drug Enforcement Administration, originally born in Mexicali, Mexico. His family, consisting of 3 brothers and 3 sisters, moved to Calexico, California, when Camarena was only a child. After graduating from high school, Camarena joined the Marines. Following his discharge in 1970, he returned to Calexico and joined the police department. From regular police work, he moved on to undercover narcotics work as a special agent in the Imperial County Narcotic Task Force. After the DEA was established in 1973, it quickly instituted a hiring program for Spanish-speaking agents. Both Camarena and his sister Mirna joined the new agency in 1974. Mirna as a secretary, and Camarena as a special agent in the DEA's Calexico resident office. Camarena was described as a natural in the theater of the street, able to slip effortlessly into a Puerto Rican accent or toss off Mexican gutter slang, whatever the role demanded. Colleagues described him as driven, even by the standards of most job-focused DEA agents. In the summer of 1980, when marijuana plantations were on the rise, Camarena took up a post in Guadalajara. As expected, most of Camarena's investigations at this time involved the major marijuana plantations that sprang up beginning in the early 1980s. In 1984, acting on information from the DEA, 450 Mexican soldiers backed by helicopters destroyed a 2,500-acre marijuana plantation in Allende, Chihuahua, with an estimated annual production of about 10,000 tons of marijuana and a revenue of over $8 billion, known as Rancho Buffalo. As an act of revenge, Camarena, who was suspected of being the source of the information, was abducted in broad daylight on February 7, 1985, by the corrupt Mexican DFS officials working for the major drug traffickers in Mexico. Camarena was taken to a residence located at 881 Lope de Vega in the colonial of Jardines del Bosque in the western section of the city of Guadalajara. There, he was tortured over a 30-hour period and then brutally murdered. When his body was found, his skull had been punctured using a metal object and his ribs were broken. Camarena's body was found wrapped in plastic in a rural area outside the small town of La Angostura in the state of Michoacán on March 5, 1985. Camarena's torture and murder prompted a swift reaction from the US DEA, and they launched Operation Leyenda, the largest DEA homicide investigation ever undertaken. In 1988, Wild Berreyes was stationed in Sinaloa, Mexico, which was the hottest and most dangerous part of Mexico with regards to drugs and gang violence at the time. He and his team were involved in a shootout with a violent gang that had been terrorizing the locals for years. The shootout lasted for hours and was tagged the longest shootout in the agency's history. It also
So, we got a little bit of info on Kiki here. I'm going to let Mr. D take the floor and
Yes.
bring this forward here.
Oh, well, that was a good start on Hector. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name. It's one of them crazy Mexican names where you got to roll your tongue.
Yeah, Kiki and Hector's fine.
So, as the story's told, I'm just going to focus on the death of Eric Camarena. Hector was tasked by the DEA. There's going to be a lot of governmental agencies in this CIA, the DFS, which is the Mexican secret police that was formed by the American CIA, and the DEA and a bunch of local authorities. But anyways, getting back to the Camarena thing, and it interested me was the last narc, the Amazon clip, is that if you follow the trails of this, the CIA was in the room when Kiki Camarena passed away because Hector, the living DEA agent, was able to find three cops that had some significant ties to the cartels, the Sinaloa and the Guadalajara cartels, and they all make mention of a Caribbean accent. And if when you're in the Hispanic world here in Mexico, if you're talking about Caribbean, then you're talking about Cuban. And this Cuban gentleman, his name in the CIA was Max Gomez, and his real life name is Felix Rodriguez. He was the big ringleader of the Contra weapons that was that was being flown out of Mexico to Nicaragua. And I don't want to get on the dope right now. But anyways, all these three law enforcement officials, they they were all there and they all recognized his voice as they weren't there, but they heard the tape, and that was Max Gomez, Felix Rodriguez working for the CIA. So to sum it up real quick, Max Gomez was a professional interrogator, and that's what startled Hector. Why would he be doing there? And it goes further. So to just draw this into conclusion, because I see a couple of questions, is the CIA actually killed Kiki Camarena because they were afraid that Kiki Camarena understood so much of what was going on in Mexico that they were afraid of getting exposed by him in the CIA operations funding the Nicaraguan.
Well, the CIA was fucking dirty as shit too. So,
Dude,
you
when I
wouldn't,
first when I
go ahead.
well, no, when I first saw this clip, man, I'm like, okay, let me see what Hector's got to say. And I sat down, man, and I would say 95% of what he's saying is the truth. He maybe twisted it here a little to catch a couple of viewers. This is sad, man. And what's crazy on this Max Gomez dude, he denied everything. But he was with good buddies with first George Bush. Oh, you got pictures of him in the White House cutting a cake together and all that shit. And he was good with Clinton. Obama, his time was done. But this Max Gomez he's something else, man. He's something else. I'm glad he's on our side, even though he fucking was there when Kiki Camarena got murdered, man. But fuck, you Google this guy, and he'll light up a Christmas tree, just like the gentleman said.
No, but I'm more worried about the comment that Hector, he makes a comment in the documentary. He said to a very high senior CIA guy, and the guy basically tells him stuff about us being involved with the Contras and funding them in Nicaragua and us allowing drugs, even though there's, I mean, so many people that eyewitness there. Hell, you got guys that say they helped do it, move the drugs. They made that movie with Tom Cruise. That was supposedly about some true events that happened where the government takes shit back and forth. And it just goes to my dad. Talk to him. They had him on Bush. The CIA guys tell leave this, Mom, because you still have that warrant in Mexico, and we can, Hector. They tell Hector, you still got that warrant in Mexico. One of our own DEA worked with us. They tell him flat out, hey, you still got that warrant in Mexico. If you don't shut this shit up, you're going damn well you won't last a week down there, because them cartels will cut your ass alive. That's why he's like, okay. So he's like, Mom's the word, right? And they looked at each other. He said, yes, sir. He said, that's all I got to say. That just shows me the government, we don't mean shit. And I told you earlier, Demon, on the phone, veterans, whatever, keep.
Yeah, man.
That's what they let one of us over.
Yep.
So I think for a minute they give a damn about us, even though we've done something like that. I'm just wondering, what exactly are they trying to hide? If you did it, you did it. You can't change it now.
Yep.
And it's
and Donnie. But Donnie, that's not a method of operation for the cartel. They're not into kidnapping people. They're not. And if I understood this correctly,
since is the cartel not interested in kidnapping people?
Not government officials, man.
Not
government officials. And Kiki was a DEA agent. Exactly. And I'm pretty sure the DFS was telling the cartels, working through the eyes of the CIA, hey, this Kiki guy, he's getting too much access. You need to get him back.
Right.
And I really believe the CIA was in the meeting when they discussed the capturing.
There's no doubt
right. So this is a show on Prime Video. It's a documentary about this CIA agent, and it's called The Last Narc, NARC. Correct, guys?
Yes. Good copy.
Okay. So. Go ahead.
No, I was just it hurt a little. You know what I mean?
But then the government is capable of fucking our own people over, of course.
Yeah, but no, you have your little conspiracies. 2 protons. Couldn't make it to the moon. They came back. Boom. I start off my situation as I want to first thank my Creator, Jesus Christ. No comment. No comments. No, listen to me though. No, listen to me. I went off a little too far there. You hear about conspiracies, but when they put it to you in black and white, and the sequence of events, and I remember this time and all the dates they're talking about, I remember where I was stationed at, and I was like, wow, fucking Mexico was that wild then. You're seeing this, Blaze, the moon theory. I really don't care, and Jim's not. He doesn't even want to waste the time on that, But no, this conspiracy looks like it's solved, man.
Get your ass out of here.
I wish I knew about it before we were going to do this, because I'd love to get involved. I have no idea about any of it.
No,
it was
that's
it was
cool.
before my time, and it wasn't like for me. It's never been a big story, so I don't know anything. It sucks that I don't, because it sounds pretty interesting. I'm probably going to watch that too. I mean, me and my
Yes.
wife are always looking for something to watch, so maybe I can get caught up with that.
Yeah, I mean, if our viewers out there want to go and check out, it's on Prime Video, and again, it's called The Last Knock, NARC. I watched a few episodes of it. It seemed very intriguing. I didn't know we were going to do a big segment on it, but that's fine. We can always come back and touch base on this show. What I did watch it again. I mean, these are just some of the. This documentary just brings me back to some of the shit. Like especially liberals. They just think that our country is totally. There's no way that our country could do this. There's no way our country could do that. I mean, the CIA in our country have been starting wars and taking politicians and dictators and presidents out of countries and causing bullshit and coups. And so I'm not surprised that the CIA and the DEA or whatever the situation may be had to do with this guy's death. It's not surprising to me at all.
The CIA
seems like a run-of-the-mill type of thing.
Okay, hold on.
The CIA will tell you right away they are not a law enforcement authority.
Right.
So what does that tell you? They just make chaos.
And Hector even in there too. He's like, remember, CIA is not bound by constitutional law, and if you talk about it, the federal courts have never declared the law that created the CIA to be constitutional. So why would they have to follow the nations that everybody else does? That's that part
because they do.
The hold on now, Blaze.
Yes.
Are we getting into that part of the government where we think we're above the law or the law doesn't apply to us? And when you start talking all these higher ups and all the politics, it's pretty obvious because look at where we're at now with a couple other key people. Mr. Donald Trump, Mr. Hunter Biden, still out there just what the hell they want to do. Most of the politicians do whatever the hell they want to do. Who checks them? Who does anything to them? Nobody.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth.
You got to start putting it together. I mean, what other dirty ass stuff do they know? It's just like this dude, Senator Reich or whatever, about his laptop that's in question right now. This guy was Rich. Oh, it's Rich. I'm sorry. Seth Rich. He was a Democratic national when he was killed on a street in Washington in mid-2016. There's some dude. He's wanting to do a Freedom of Information Act thing. The FBI is that they want 66 years to figure out exactly what's and how to declassify it. What in the hell is on this dude's computer? 500 pages a month. And oh, by the way, the Department of
Justice, it's going to take 66 years.
At that rate, it would take 66 years. That's what the guy that's doing the Freedom of Information Act, he's saying. That's what his lawyer's saying. At 500 pages a month, it would take the FBI almost 67 years to figure out and eradicate or take out what they need to take out because it gives up confidence to witnesses, law cases, or against working with them, giving out information. What the hell does this guy have on his computer that's that damn dangerous?
Who are you talking about now?
His name is Seth Rich. He was National Committee staffer in 2015.
Seth Rich with an S?
Yes, SETHRICH. Because in the bottom of the same article, I posted it up there for you guys. Whatever.
Yeah, you did.
But
there was a lot of stuff flying around.
No, he gave it out to WikiLeaks too, but all of a sudden it's like, no, that's fake news, and it went into Mueller's report about that's from the same CrowdStrike? It's another law enforcement agency or investigative agency? All that Mueller Russian hacker investigation shit. They're saying Mueller and what this dude has on his computer and what he released is more actual to truth. So, where's the truth at now? What are you trying to hide?
You can't get the truth nowadays, though. I mean, everything is skewed one way or the other. I mean, you're lucky you can even find out what you found out already. And if they don't want you to know, you're not going to know. I mean, just look at, again, more current events of, Pelosi. Can we throw that out there?
Throw it out there.
I really want to talk about this.
Okay. All right. So we'll jump right on it. Hold on.
No, I want to talk. No,
a week out from the all-important midterm.
All right. What are we doing? Go ahead, Donnie. Finish up.
Jim, I want to get on what you said about Pelosi and the attack. Did you tell me this dude? Think about it. He went through 2 layers of security in his tidy whities with a hammer.
All right. Well, that's what I'm going to start off with. That's what I'm about to start off with.
All right, then.
Midterm elections that will determine who holds power here in Washington. We've got the latest on that in just a minute. But first, we've learned new details about the break-in at the home of Speaker Nancy Pelosi, where her husband Paul was violently assaulted with a hammer. Members of Pelosi's family are expected to soon hear audio from the 911 call from Paul Pelosi and see body camera footage from that very night. Well, today, the suspect, David DePape, made his first court appearance and pleaded not guilty to a litany of charges, including attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, and elder abuse. The 42-year-old was allegedly targeting the House Speaker and wanted to hold her hostage and break her kneecaps. Also tonight, Capitol Police are warning they need more resources to provide additional layers of security for members of Congress. There's a lot of news to cover, and CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti will start us off tonight from outside Pelosi's San Francisco residence. Good evening, Jonathan.
And good evening, Nora. Tonight, there is an increased security presence here outside the home as we have watched family gather around inside. Meanwhile, the suspect faced a judge today showing signs of the alleged attack.
In a packed San Francisco courtroom, David DePape, wearing an orange jumpsuit with a black sling on his right arm, was described as emotionless as the judge denied bail. District Attorney Brooke Jenkins.
Clearly, we believe he is a severe public safety threat, given what took place. He was targeting that home specifically in order to make contact with the speaker.
The criminal complaint describes how DePape, who had a history of pushing far-right conspiracies online, told investigators he was going to hold Nancy hostage and had planned to break her kneecaps if she lied to him. As police arrived early Friday morning, DePape swung the hammer toward Paul Pelosi, saying he was taking the punishment instead. The speaker visited her husband this morning, who is said to be recovering well. And tonight, the U.S. Capitol Police Chief calling for additional layers of physical security for members of Congress as they continue to monitor thousands of potential threats. Many of those spawned by conspiracy theories and misinformation, including just this morning, former President Trump questioned whether there was even a break-in at the Pelosi home.
Wow, it's weird things going on in that household in the last couple of weeks.
Last night, Arizona's Republican gubernatorial candidate Carrie Lake made light of the attack.
Nancy Pelosi, well, she's got protection when she's in D.C. Apparently her house doesn't have a lot of protection.
To San Francisco's DA, it's no laughing matter.
I think it's appalling that anybody would take lightly what happened to Mr. Pelosi and the fact that he was targeted by virtue of his wife's position in this country.
And sources tell CBS News the Pelosi family will review 911 calls and video from that night as early as tomorrow. Meanwhile, the suspect could face up to 50 years if found guilty, Nora.
So here you have it.
Yeah, bullshit.
Who wants to start off first? Jim, there you go.
I mean, I know. Wow, I can't think of your name, buddy. Not D.
Donnie.
I can't help Donnie. Jesus. I said it 1,000 times. My God, I can't believe I had a total blank there. Exactly what Donnie was saying.
Or Joe Snuffly.
Yeah, Joe Snuffy. There's no way this house was unsecured. I mean, this is the third in line from the president Extremely important person, as far as, our government is concerned. And to think that they're just going to leave this house with no security at all is absolutely unfathomable. Not to mention the fact that if there was any other person who got their hands on Pelosi or her husband, and there were police anywhere in range, that they wouldn't have capped this guy immediately, especially swinging a hammer. Are you kidding me? I mean, they shoot people for way less, and I can't believe.
Yes, Jim.
Not
And
one.
Jim, and I want to add on that, man. The police, they got in there just as the time he was swinging the hammer at Mr. Pelosi.
Yeah, he was
And it's
committing the crime.
lucky.
They didn't tase
Yes.
him. They
Yes.
didn't. They didn't. I
Yes.
mean, even just
Yes.
tasing him, there was
Yes.
no force. Like, come
Yes.
on, dude, are you
Yes.
kidding me?
Yes.
You expect me to
Yes.
believe this? And then they showed. I actually looked it up because, again, I don't believe everything I hear either. Obviously, I wouldn't be on the show if I did. And where he was living in like his house, I guess it was. Did you? I don't know if you guys saw these pictures. It's literally a bus that he was living in. And right to the right of it, he's got like the big gay pride flag with marijuana leaves on it. And all his neighbors, they do not describe him. There is no right wing anything about this guy. He's everything but that. So just the fact that they push that narrative on top of it, you talk about somebody, oh, it's disgusting that these people make jokes. It's disgusting what you're doing and how you're using this right before the midterms. You cannot tell me that it went down like this. There's no way. There's no way.
I believe it's a smoke screen. I really do. And I believe Nancy's fabricating this, man. Tanks in combat, they get recognized, poof, they throw smoke and they boogie back, and
another thing. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, man, go ahead. No, brother. I'm just winding up.
They were just talking about body camera footage. Dude, when anything else happens, you got body camera footage within 24 hours. They're constantly putting that on the news with everything. Why would they not already have this release to shut it down? I mean, if that was really what happened, why would it not already be like, boom, here's the facts? There's no way. I don't care if it's an ongoing investigation. Here's what happened. Like, you don't need. It's stupid. It's unreal that they even like. It makes me feel like I don't know. Like, do you think I'm this stupid?
No, man. And a lot of news agencies put out an all-point bulletin for that video. From TMZ, ABC, CBS, Fox, they're all on it. Trust me, because the video probably tells another story.
Yeah, and that they talk about all this is all because of all this rhetoric and everything else. And I mean, you try to go back and find violence from any right wing conservative people, MAGA, whatever. You don't really find it. It's always from the left. I mean, look at as an example. I mean, you talk about rhetoric and spewing hate and shit. Kathy Griffin walked around with Trump's freaking head, and that was okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? Are you kidding me? If that was anybody on the right, that person would be. You'd never even know they were. You know what I'm saying? You'd never be on TV. You'd never have another chance to speak. You would be canceled in a second.
I do have to applaud CNN on that action, because after that she stopped hosting the New Year's gala thing. That
right.
CNN
Yeah. She got reprimanded for a few things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. I mean, yeah, you had to do something, but they were probably cheering it on. Nobody on the right was like, "Oh, that's really bad." Nobody gave a shit. You know what I mean?
Right. Agree. I agree.
Before we were going into the first segment, and I never in my life been so anxious for November 8th, and especially being going to be 57. I've never found myself so much more matured. I think I got the whole picture of working and all that, and I'm ready just to go on to the retirement, halls. And no, man, it's gonna be a real wake up call for this country. No,
it's
going
to be a wake up call for the fucking Democrats, bro. That's what it's going to be, a wake up.
No, but I don't know,
Because even
man.
Democrats are fucking flipping a switch. I mean, intelligent Democrats are even flipping the
ain't
switch.
many of them.
Well, but the ones that do can influence their minions. Let's take another listen here.
That's right, Julie. Neighbors tell me DePape lived alone and mostly kept to himself. They say his political views started to become more extreme before the attack on Paul Pelosi. Before he allegedly attacked Paul Pelosi last week with a hammer, David DePape lived in this garage on a quiet street in Richmond.
Something like this was gonna transpire.
We're all thinking, did we know him? How did we know him?
Neighbors described DePape as a loner who mostly kept to himself and spent a lot of time on his computer.
He was gravitating towards the new right talking point.
They say he rented the space in the garage and worked as a handyman, digging fence posts and building decks. Jen Molnar lived across the street from DePape and worked with him on job sites. He said DePape had increasingly radical beliefs before the attack.
I wasn't 100% surprised, but I also was a little bit saying, oh no, to myself, because I more or less knew this would happen.
Federal charging documents filed Monday. The FBI said DePape lived here for approximately 2 years. Neighbors said law enforcement blocked off the street on Saturday and searched the home. Inside the garage, investigators say they found 2 hammers, a sword, and gloves.
The whole thing is kind of mysterious. So we know just as little bit as anybody else.
Last week, I was at the home in Berkeley where DePape previously lived. He was married to a nudist activist, and they had 2 children before the family fell apart years ago. Julie?
Yeah, the more we learn, the more bizarre.
Okay, so I have a question. When you go and search anything that a carpenter does for a living, what are the kind of the items would you find there?
Hammer,
saws, right? Okay.
Yep.
So I mean, are we should we be surprised that he had fucking hammers and a saw there?
No,
No,
obviously.
right.
I thought they
But
said
that
a
makes
sword,
for
didn't they?
good news,
No?
TV, good news.
Right.
That makes for good
Look-
news and it brings somebody money, but
I
I
don't
can't
think
see. I'm going to go back to what Jim said in the beginning. No surveillance cameras. You mean to tell me there was no guards there at all?
And this was
They
2
leave their
o'clock in the
door-
morning, right?
This was at night. So that's what I was just going to say. If I'm not wrong, if it was in the middle of the night, why were their doors wide open? Did he break glass to get in? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it does.
Well,
look
when
like
you-
one
again, if
window
And
is
what Jim
Yeah, but when you
also
look at that
said-
window, I'm sorry, I don't mean to
That's
run,
right.
but just on that point,
Go ahead.
if you replay that first video when they show you the top of the house, the glass is blown from the inside out.
Yes. Yes.
Go ahead
it
and
is.
replay that when you
Yes,
look
it
at
is.
that. If
No, I'm
you can
good.
see it, it's all shattered and out on the floor. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a physicist, but I know a little bit about a little bit. And if you throw anything through a window, it breaks in, not out.
Right.
So just throwing that out there.
And getting back to your other point real quick too, the police suddenly open the door, and then they see this guy getting ready to fucking bash the head in of the third in charge of our country, and Mrs. Pelosi's husband, Pelosi. And nobody, like Jim says, nobody fires a taser, nobody fires a shot or anything like that. If that was a black dude, he'd be dead.
Yeah,
That's all I got to say to that.
Then why has he got a thing in the court? Why has he got a thing? That's another question that
Oh,
makes me
probably.
wonder why this is here. If you're throwing something from inside the house, yeah, glass breaks outward. So that there was nothing on the door. I mean, come on, you can, like Jim said, you could tell he broke into the house. Or no, the doors were open. Okay, well, so let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to Mr. Pelosi's habits. Just a bit too much of the alcohol. Was he a little bit inebriated? Did he leave it open for that dude to just walk right in? Once again, though, third in line to be the president of the United States. And you tell me there ain't somebody at door 20? You can't tell me that. I just don't buy this.
Donnie, Donnie,
D.
and maybe Paul Pelosi was the next Jeff Dahmer here, and
Maybe
the
he was.
homeboy wasn't playing with that,
Maybe he
he was going to
was.
jack
You
him
never
up.
know.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Dahmer certainly fucking whacked some dudes in the head with a hammer. There's no
Yeah,
ifs, ands, or buts
yeah.
about that.
But on the serious note, thank God he's okay. But the only thing that
Yeah.
I'm concerned about, though, Blaze, is what really happened. Was it mental illness or was it him being a right winger or a left winger?
I don't know, guys,
Yeah,
but what I do know is we'll see how long this lasts. I think it's going to stay in the news right up until election day.
Let's do something real quick. Let's go back to what Jim said about all the people around there. They said he was alone and he was to himself a little bit, stayed on his computer a lot, right? So I call it, I'm going to stereotype the LGBTQ plus community for a minute. Stereotype, I know it is, but it's the truth. People think this way. People think the people that are part of that community, they're not very, quiet, outspoken, right? A lot of people, they're in other TV shows, right?
Who's that?
LGBTQ plus community. They're portrayed as
Yes,
in movies and shows as outgoing, having fun. You're talking about this suspect. Even the people that lived around him, he stayed to himself. He was, kind of recluse, blah blah blah. And so you're telling me there's a big LB flag by his house? I don't buy it. That's another reason it makes me think I don't buy this shit is real. I think this is the extreme you're willing to go to get a vote. We're in some sad shape as a country, man.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Yeah. And I feel the same way too, Donnie.
I mean, a guy showed up at Kavanaugh's house with a gun. You know what I mean?
Dude, they shot Steve Scalise.
Yes, playing softball.
Right? Baseball diamond. Yeah. And that didn't last long at all. This is going to be dragged out like it's no tomorrow. Because let me tell you something. Democrats are the one that created this division. And everybody likes to seem to fucking forget all of that bullshit. But I'm sorry to tell you, they're the ones.
Yeah, you know what's
they're the ones who keep dividing us, and honestly, it's sad, man. It's like Donnie said, they're doing it in the name of votes, and it's sick. Let me see if I can find this real quick here.
Go deep.
Yeah, they are, and no, I'm just a grown ass man now, and I really want to see, is this the country I still want to die in, or do I need to pack my bags and go somewhere else where they accept TRICARE?
Yeah, it's funny. Oh, here it is.
No, let's think about what you said, Demas. You're scared for your retirement, right? Or this voting cycle is going to have a serious impact on retirement status. It's not just for you, money-wise, or where we're going to stay. It's a combination of all that. And it's a combination of, can I even, where I'm living now, do I got to go back somewhere else? And what do you do about water, with shortages of water going around and the food shortages? It makes you wonder, how am I going to live? For Democrats, that's a system of control, and that puts right into their avenue. Because that sounds like everybody's going to bunch in together, bunch of votes, because of the quantity. And the people out in the rural area as well, there won't be as many. So that just sounds like I'm winning all the time.
Donnie, the ruling class is there's three rules of class in the United States, right? Low, middle, and high. And with all this bullshit going on, I really believe they're trying to get rid of the middle class, man. And
they're doing a pretty good job.
Yep, they're trying to eliminate a total class. Damn, I'm sorry, I wanted to see this. No, but yes, man. And the middle class has been funding this country, man. We were talking about diesel fuel and the taxes still being applied on it by the government and stuff. Farmers I know the farming industry doesn't pay taxes and they dye their fuel. But my concern, I mean, not concern, my curiosity says, how much are they paying for it in a gallon? And is the government subsidizing them? Because Donnie, if you're going to try to farm, paying the regular price minus the state and federal tax, them tractors
No,
follow diesel, bro.
I
What's
know
this?
they do. It's not. It's a
Go,
picture
Jim.
we just showed.
No, it's kind of just that's the headline of what it is. It says FBI visits Berkeley home tied to Pelosi beating suspect. The Victorian is dubbed a hippie collective by neighbors. And you can see right there's the LGBTQ flag with a marijuana leaf on it. And again, it says right out half of these people, like, dude, you don't you're not a MAGA supporter in Berkeley country, in that community. So I don't know. Again, it all smells bullshit to me.
Mm-hmm. I really don't. I can't believe it.
I mean, there's more to it than
Well, you know what? And here's the thing. We were just talking about this before. The thing that bothers me the most is I don't think we're ever going to actually know the truth, whatever it may be. Is they're gonna pitch whatever narrative and whatever story they want, and then that's what it's going to be. Whether you believe it or not is again, it's up to you. But I don't know. I think it's complete bullshit. One way or the other, there's no way that guy got in that house without either being let in or I don't know. It just doesn't.
82 years old. I would think an 82-year-old after he drank a little sauce, 9:30, he's snoring hard already.
Yeah, well, he probably was snorting a little sauce.
Yeah.
I mean, on top of that, it's just, I just had something else I was going to say, but I forgot. Oh, the 911 call. I don't know if you guys heard that too. The guy said he's a friend. Like, he said that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Friend?
Yeah, you see if you can look up the 911 call, dude.
Okay, go
It was
ahead.
literally, I don't know. Maybe I can find it if you guys want to talk in the background.
You know what? You guys go ahead and look that up. But you know what? Look, this makes for a great book. I bet you there's somebody writing it right now. Playing talking about putting it all together, making a great book. Sounds like the Pelosi's going to be okay after all. Little book right deal. Hey, all right. I mean, come on. I can't believe it. After you show me the picture, it's just.
You're right. You're right.
Vote.
Who knows?
Like I say, I don't vote because I don't trust the system. I don't trust the process. I want nothing to do with it. Especially when I see shit like this. It just disgusts me. But I hope everybody that's voting that it talks about, I want to make an informed decision. Well, this is the kind of stuff you need to take in too, not just what they do up in D.C., their afterlife and what else they got going on, because that trickles into their D.C. life. So look who we're putting out there. It just
I just threw another link up there. Again, I don't know. I didn't get a chance to listen to it, but this is supposedly he made this call from a bathroom break. So there's some maniac that wants to smash your head in with a hammer, and he's going to let you go to the bathroom. Come on, dude. Again.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the video or not, but you can hear him say. Just think of this story, though. Like, think of the story that's being told here.
Yeah, exactly.
And you expect me to believe this shit. Yeah, the attacker who was going to cave my skull in. Sorry, I got to take a piss. I'll be right back. Oh, no problem. Go ahead. I'll just fucking wait here. What? Come on.
And you know what? They could hide their shams. They could be enabled.
The rear of the home. The rear of the home. Nobody at the film. Nobody at the film.
When the officers arrived on scene, they encountered an adult male and Mr. Pelosi's husband, Paul. Our officers observed Mr. Pelosi and the suspect both holding a hammer. The suspect pulled the hammer away from Mr. Pelosi and violently assaulted him with it. Our officers immediately tackled the suspect.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that might have had the audio on. If you get a chance to find it, just listen to it for yourself. But
Yeah, I'm working on it. Just
No.
I'm working on it.
I just watched what you got. Police sheriff, he says, Mr. Pelosi's husband, Paul. And then immediately the officers pulled the suspect off of Miss Pelosi. That's what I heard.
Tackled
you
him.
guys hear something?
They tackled
Yeah,
him.
tackled him. And wait, did you pull him off or did you tackle him? Which one's which? Because if you tackle him,
I
that
think they
usually
had to
means
put
you
him
go
in the
forward.
hucklebuck.
Right, ignorant. And then you say, Mr. Pelosi's husband, Paul. Once again, you just could have said Paul Pelosi. You're trying to make it technical sometimes when you're speaking, and you just cloud it all up and you make it worse. I don't know.
Crazy.
And it says they responded at 2-7. Well, like Demas said earlier, even 82 years old, I don't parents, God rest their souls. I don't remember none of them being up at 2:17. The reason they got up was go to the
Thank
bathroom,
you.
maybe. And they went right back
Yes, sir.
to bed, And you broke. If he came in from the rear, then like that with the house and the glass, that was at the front of the house or the back of the house.
They said he entered through the back.
Right. Got broken.
I don't know if
outside.
it was in the front or not.
Oh, okay. 'Cause,
I
that
wonder
would make
what.
the
I
whole
wonder that little fuck on Fox News, Tucker Carlson. Has he spoke about this? No, he's good.
Oh, hey.
He's good. No, he works sometimes as a borderline racist. How can you be a borderline? I think he's a racist, but on other facts where it's not dealing with migration and stuff, he does make a lot of sense. He does.
You guys are gonna remember stuff like this right here, man.
If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them.
Can you say that you have not glorified or encouraged violence against Republicans?
Absolutely, I can say it. As a matter of fact, if you look at the words that I used, the strongest thing I said was tell them they're not welcome. Talk to them. Tell them they're not welcome. I didn't say go and fight. I didn't say anybody was going to. In a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them.
Can you say that you have...
Yeah.
So, anyways, exactly. I mean, so look, I think it's bullshit. So if we're creating some kind of conspiracy right here on the rabbit hole, then oh well. But it doesn't make sense, and we got to get the 911 call. I'm working on that diligently, guys.
I don't know. Maybe
with
just
that
I don't know.
being said, guys, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back in exactly 3 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the rabbit hole. Let's see here. I think we have that. Let me just double check.
Yeah, I can't find it anyway. I heard it this morning, but
Let's see what Tucker
you can
has.
see it on pretty much every like.
The name is Clarence T. Buford here, and I'll take this time to send out a message to my redneck folks down there below the Mason-Dixon line. Well, you ain't saying nothing. You should have been
Let's put some
prepared.
other facts to this. Let's put some other facts to this. Do we really believe that the Pelosi's just live in and them can get to their house like this? I mean, come on.
I mean, that's the bottom line. It seems. I mean, either way, I don't think the dude was like, "Hey, let's stage this and blast me in the head with a hammer." But
RP 2640 Broadway, cross of Scott and Normandy. I have a 14-hour copy. RP stated that there's a male in the home and that he's going to wait for his wife. RP stated that he doesn't know who the male is, but he advised that his name is David and that he is a friend. RP sounded somewhat confused. Is a friend? RP sounded somewhat confused. 12 over back.
Yeah.
Units code 3 to 2640 Broadway per 14-hour.
12 over copy. 15-hour also code 3. 15-hour also code 3.
Number 112 advice insufficient units on scene 2640 Broadway. Special call medic 66, location 2640 Broadway.
That's all I got, boys. And like Jim said,
so it wasn't the 911.
Like Jim said, that was the 911 call.
No, it was a dispatch.
Well, it wasn't him. You was just hearing a dispatcher. Yeah, but she also stated that he was saying it was his friend.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, the whole thing is just something's not right. And like I said, I don't know. Do you think the dude would actually let somebody smack him with a hammer? Not only that, again, I don't know. The whole thing's crazy. I don't know. None of it makes sense. But
no, it doesn't make sense, Jim, because we get the 911 call. But once again, when did you call 911? Before or after you got hit in the head? Because if you had to go get surgery for skull fracture, put you down, then that. So you called before.
Yeah, I want to see medical records and shit.
Then that would say that okay, I want to make the phone call to 911. Okay, let me pretend like a phone or leave it on, and I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna try to talk to this idiot that's in my house. That don't make sense to me. Not for an 82-year-old man. I don't
you'd
know.
You'd be jumping out that window, dude. You'd lock the door, and the police would be like, lock the door and stay in there. No?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to, like, just go, oh, yeah, no, why don't you go out and talk to your friend with the hammer? Get the hell out of here. You know?
Exactly.
It's
That's
so ridiculous, dude.
It just doesn't make sense.
Any 911 call, any 911 person would be like, if you're safe, then lock the door and stay there until the police get there. Don't go back out to the guy that just broke in your house at 2 a.m. with a hammer. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's what I mean. Either that or he did know him, and there was something else going on there. I don't know. But the bottom line is, man, the story is not what the story is, and it's being twisted and turned into this. Again, right versus left. Making everybody on the right look like we're psychos and stuff when it's exactly the opposite, and it just it's crazy that they allow this crap to go. I can't stand it,
But friend is also said. I don't know if the dispatcher understood if it was a friend or an intruder, because you say you'll hear the dispatcher talking to the unit on the ground. I believe he did say friend. And then
he said it twice.
Yep. And then code 3, I just looked it up. The San Francisco PD, that's lights and all. You're gone.
Well.
So, yeah, that's where I think a lot of this needs to be, state that, like you said earlier, Jim, state the facts, give us the facts, don't give us so much information that it's gonna, make the case go away for this dude. But at the same time, get the facts together and make a better decision, because I don't think there's anything wrong with letting people know the truth. If the truth is the truth, then you got.
I don't know, but like how
exactly.
do they? Right, but if I was to argue the point, being devil's advocate, I would say like, really, I talked my friend into fucking taking the heat for whacking me in the head with a fucking hammer. You know what I mean? Now that my friend, he's in court, he's going to go to jail. He's going to, do they go through the whole thing? Listen, but do they go through the whole thing? Say like 3 weeks to trial, everything. Oh yeah, they sentenced him, whatever. You no longer hear anything about the guy no more. And they're like, all right, buddy, here's the back door. You did your job. Thanks for helping us out.
Yeah.
Or
I'm not even saying
they give him
that
a new
either.
identity or something. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not saying that. I don't know what that dude was doing at that guy's house at 2 a.m, but it was not a break-in. Again, just use common sense, dude. Common sense. Nobody's getting in that. I mean, if you have an unsecure house like that, you're out of your mind. They wouldn't let anybody, like, just, again, it's Nancy Pelosi's house. Whether she was there or not, they're not just going to leave that house unsecured. She's third in line to the president.
Right. And the information
That's the first
alone
thing
that
that's
you have.
absolute, like, insane. Secondly, dude, anybody who's coming to your house to break your wife's kneecaps and cave your skull in is not going to let you go to the bathroom to have a bathroom break. This isn't preschool, dude.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's all I needed to hear. And then third, you can look at the window being broke from the inside out. And then again, they didn't tase him. They didn't shoot this dude while he's whacking him with a hammer. Get the fuck out of here.
And he let him go to the bathroom by himself so he can call the police. Come on, man. Come on.
Get out of here. So I don't know what the real story is. I don't know but that can't be it. It just can't. There's nothing. There's no way. If this guy, if you're 82 years old, you're in your house at 2:15 in the morning, and there's a guy with a hammer out here, tell him he's going to kneecap your wife. You're going to come out of the bathroom when you know she's not home anyway.
Right.
I mean, you'd be locking that door and saying, I got to get the fuck out of here. And the 911 dispatcher on the other side isn't going to go, sir, why don't you go out and have tea with him? They're going to say, lock that door and make sure you're safe until the police arrive. Nobody would ever put you back out there. I mean, so it's got to be complete bullshit.
And the officers caught him, I guess, after the third swing. And it happened right there. And I know we've mentioned this on the panel, that why wasn't he not to the least bully clubbed,
bull rushed,
tased,
right?
Or
bull
tased.
rushed.
Dude,
right.
they should have been walking up either with a firearm ready, and a dude would have. They should have tased that guy immediately. Like there shouldn't even. There's no takedown. You just zap the dude.
Yep.
It's like, oh, what happened? He whacked him in the head for the fucking third time, and oops, the cops is here, throws the hammer down, puts his hands up.
Even any other situation that doesn't have actual like battery taking place, dude, you put a guy with a hammer in the middle of any crowd or in two people, and there's an officer there. If you're not swinging, he might warn you once, but he's not going to give you a second chance to put that down before he lights you up. Guaranteed.
Hey, Blaze, pick up Nancy's house on Google, man.
Why? What's wrong with it?
No, just let's open it up, man. Let's take a look, man. How a crib set up with other places.
All right, we could do that.
But here's another
awesome
angle that you just presented, Jim.
I'm glad you
Let's
woke
think
up.
about this. Well, gun, so I let you flap your gun.
Go ahead, Donnie.
Anyways.
Whoa.
Here we go. Everybody knows the flee or fight mentality or persona method, whatever, right?
Fight or flight.
Yeah, fight or flight.
Yep.
Other people call it flee or fight, whatever, right?
Fair enough.
If he's in that mode, when you're in that mode, remember all the times as a kid fight y'all got into? I don't know. Knucklehead, right? Knuckled up a minute.
I beat up Clarence every other day.
Right, but just get in that mode. you're not stopping just because somebody comes up, hey, you need to stop, even when they're looking at him. And you're playing this off that this dude was so enraged and he's so mentally unstable that he went pounding on the door. Where you think that dude's gonna stop after 3? Hell no. He's gonna be in that fight mode and he's gonna be hammering down. And then you look at the pictures on the news. I don't see this dude scuffed up at all. So what? You just okay down and I'm just gonna get up? No, man. There's no way if that dude was in there trying to hit Mr. Pelosi with that hammer that anybody or scuffed up tackled something to stop.
It went wrong, Donnie. It went wrong because during the planned meeting, he was supposed to elevate that hammer so the police could include that in the report. But he's like, fuck it. If I'm here now, let me go through with it. And boom, Could have it went wrong? No. Could have it went wrong?
I don't surprise. It doesn't surprise me a bit, given the current
punching. Donnie,
Democratic leadership that we have.
What sounds worse? An old man gets abused by a punch or a hammer? An old man gets abused by a hammer.
Oh, by a hammer.
The hammer, dude, bro.
But that goes to what Blaze said. That kind of goes to what Blaze said. It would surprise me none. Hopefully somebody's looking for it. Boy gets all these charges thrown at him. He's in court. He's not feeling shit because he knows what. Just like the Trump appointees. Hey, once all this blows over, I might spend 6 months in here, and then I'm going down to some cushy little resort style place, and I'm gonna go hide away, and I'm gonna be well taken care of.
Here's another thing. I mean, I don't know this for sure because I'm afraid to even look it up at this point. But I think you can see what Nancy Pelosi's schedule is, like, and know whether she's there or not, like either home or not. Like you should be able to see what her schedule is. So here's again, psycho dude who's got right-wing MAGA, just off the rails, sits home at his computer every day, but doesn't know that she's not home. Again, if you're going to go there to do that job, you better know that she's there. Because
Jim, no, and I'm going to add on that, man, is he spent so much time on the computer. I know he bumped on a link to see the House of Representatives. And then when he explored a little more, No, you're totally right, brother. I'm sorry, man.
But her house is attached to another house. To my cursor right here spinning around, that's her house. And there's another house right here.
Do it again,
It's not the zoom it in there a little more.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's
now
it.
And that's the same house.
The red one.
Yeah, it's the red one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So wait a minute. He went through the house because if you're telling me through the rear,
there's another house right there.
To the other part of the house. So he creeped his little happy ass through that 2-3 foot alleyway. Because you ain't driving a car or anything else through that small ass place.
Yeah, that's true.
And once again, I just can't buy that there isn't security cameras. There wasn't a camera in somebody's room talking about 2 a.m. I saw a flash on the TV. Oh shit! You know what I mean? You can't tell me they don't have cameras all over that place. Look at
I mean,
there was a flash. Then they go to camera 5 because that's the other angle. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that just sold it for me is that getting a bathroom break, man. That's the end of it for me.
No. Man, I'm sorry.
Nobody in the. I mean, again, you went there enraged to break somebody's knees. You are not going to let somebody go to the bathroom. I mean, come on, dude.
And you're
that's
not
insane.
I
mean, that's insane.
Yeah,
so, I don't know.
It's stupid. I don't know. It's stupid, but.
And then the comment David was made, and that was the gentleman's name from Paul Pelosi.
Yeah, I mean, again, that guy isn't going to go like, "Hey, I'm David. I'm here to fucking cap your wife's knees."
Yep.
Oh, okay. You need the bathroom? No problem.
No, I believe. Look what they did to our poor little DE agent. Oh, Mr. Kiki Camarena. DEA agent, U.S. Marine, fought in Vietnam. He was a field medic. Shit, they did it to him. Shit.
Yeah, I can't see this dude.
I could see Nancy or some evil. I could see this plot happening, though, man. I really
But what's the
believe
gain
they.
from
You know how
it?
much she's worth? She's worth $120 million.
Right. But Demas, you're talking
But
about.
no, bro. But no, and hear me out, man. Before you go, I'm going on the genius level. Is she seeing the future that the Democrats are going to lose power for a little while? And then with the Republicans getting there, they'll start investigating Pelosi's financial transactions, Paul's, and come up with the bill to stop this.
So you're saying that fucking Nancy sent the guy in there to whack her husband with a hammer?
Yeah, and the husband knew about it too. She owes him one. I mean, he owes her one because he got a DWI and she used the old Pelosi card on him.
Yeah, the only thing is,
You know what I mean?
Again, I mean,
And-
unless like you said, if it was something went wrong, I could picture like it being set up that way and not meant to whack him. You know what I mean? Maybe he acted. I don't know. Like he was expected maybe to get tased. You know what I'm saying? So they could use this narrative, but
and Donnie,
what's the gain? Go ahead, Davis. I'm sorry.
what's the gain? It's not what's the gain on the Democrat side. The politicians, they can use it as fodder, going against them undecided voters. You know, both Democrats and Republicans and independents, and make them. They're already sucking up the abortion thing, but if Nancy, which she's going to try to tie this in with the Republican Party, she's definitely going to do it with the MAGA. But we'll see how dirty she goes on this. And that's just gonna move the movement there to her side. And they're strategically gonna release this, man. Because I just saw Barack Obama, I think 2-3 days ago, and he was real fresh in my mind the next day. The dude knows how to talk. I mean,
Yeah,
he
but
made
he's
some
full of shit. He does know how to talk.
no, and he made some buffoon comments and stuff, and there was this one. He's talking, and this black chick behind him, black lady. That's how it's shown on Twitter, screaming, "Oh, you're finer than a motherfucker," and you can hear she says it twice. Then Obama smiles, and he's like, "Oh, I hope Michelle don't hear that," and I'm like, ah. But no, you got to get the momentum, that news cycle. Dude, I'm telling you, they're going to release some shit in this last week. Watch how dirty the Democratic Party is going to try to tie that in to get them last time voters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt it. I just don't. I mean, man, if that's I mean, in the thing is, again, like I said before, we're never gonna know the actual truth. I don't think. But with what we all just laid out here, there's no way that's the real story, man. It can't be.
No,
it's
you know
gotta be
something.
bullshit, man.
Yeah, but you know something. In 20 years, we'll find out the truth, and I hope we're all living, God willing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we'll be having this discussion.
Yeah.
Yep, just like that Kiki Camarena. It's hard to prove to me not now. It wasn't the government. I know it was the government.
Of course.
Yeah.
You're going to spend what the votes and all that. What votes are you going to get? Who's on the fence that staging an attack? I'm going to call it from the other side. Who is on the fence as a voter that's going to make that much of a difference to me in the election style that I need to go stage my husband getting attacked? Or how's that? I really don't understand what voter they think they're going to get from this. To me, this just kills any kind of momentum you got, because people like us sitting on this panel, half of the voters you're looking for probably think the same way we do. This makes no sense whatsoever. So what vote are you getting?
No,
I mean, I hope so. You know what I mean? But there's 50% of the America that voted a different way for every. Look at where we are. You know what I mean? So that's what scares me.
Policies and stupid shit.
I can't quote a Bible verse, but I like to quote a quote from the Bible.
Quote whatever you want, D.
I'm speaking. You know, the man upstairs says, if you smarter than the other guy, you need to gather them up, you know, and take them. You know, and we just need to get rid of these idiots, man, that are in office, man. It's
But
just
you got idiots on both sides, Demas. There's
We got
idiots
to do
everywhere.
something.
all right. So you
So,
want to
I
do a
mean,
border wall? We'll do a border wall, the Mason-Dixon line. Draw a wall right there. No, I'm serious, man.
what
They're
good
gonna
wall
pick
gonna
it
do?
up.
Because
The one we got don't do good for us. Why the hell you gonna build another one?
because we're gonna put the liberals in the north, and I don't know. We'll switch it around. We do a rotational shift, you know.
No. What are you talking about?
Good. I want to
rotation?
move south.
No, but no, seriously though, man. That's why this country's so divided, man.
Yeah, but the
Divided.
question I have too is, I mean, you know, I think, is it at a point? I think I said this last week. I don't know, maybe I didn't, or I said it to somebody else. Are we at the point right now that there's not enough people even in the middle to ever bridge this gap? Like the extremes on both ends are just that. They're so extreme that there's really nothing to talk about that we can talk about with the other side. I mean, any
Yes.
person that I say that I know, I don't hang around, like I said earlier, with like liberal people. I know a few of them. I'm not going to mention who they are on the air for certain reasons. But even I can have a civil discussion with them, but the entire time I am in my head, I'm going, dude, you are actually like mentally ill if you believe these things that are coming out of your mouth, or or what you want for this country is absolutely going to put us in such a bad position financially, in every way, that I can't believe you believe in this administration. So, and I don't consider myself radical by any means. I think most of my social stuff is kind of right down the middle. You know what I mean? I'm more of a leave me the fuck alone. I'll leave you the fuck alone. As long as it doesn't cost me money, I don't care what you do and who you do it with.
Right.
But
that
and
type
I
of thing.
but I think that's a lot of America, man. And
I
I'm
do
hoping,
too, but
and I'm hoping it's going to show this election cycle.
And here's the thing that blows my mind, D. Everybody I talk to says that same thing, but yet here we are. So
no,
like either again we can go back to the election was
Listen,
rigged, and that's why we are where we
this
are, or it's
is,
not the case, and we really are outnumbered.
Jim,
this
I can answer your question.
this video. Go ahead, Donnie.
No, Jim, I can answer your question. And no, there's not enough people in the middle that we can get past this, because the extremism on both ends they're at such a high level now. You're talking the president of the United States, executive level. In the judicial system, they're at the Supreme Court. You know, in the law between the FBI and everything like that, you got some of them same extreme views leading those organizations. So there's no way we could be in the middle. It's going to be the same cycle of what's the worst evil for our country going forward. I think that's
and I think that was a really great point there too. Is not, again, you always had that in politics, but now that it's in law enforcement and it's in judicial system, that's where the problems really are, because you can't fight that because they are the man, you know. So it's a scary time, man. I tell you.
But for on a little bit more I don't know, normal note, or however, I can't think of what's fucking normal right now in this.
I was just
fucking
gonna
world.
say nothing on this show is normal, Blaze.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But listen, if you want to get like an idea of politics and maybe have a laugh or whatever and stuff like that, ladies and gentlemen, you really got to check out this movie. It's called The Campaign. It was in 2012, and I love this movie for one reason, because everything that you see, and even though it's a comedy, it's like happens in politics. It happens in politics. Let's just take a quick look.
My hair could lift a car off a baby if it had to. Absolutely. Well, I like to hear.
Education is our future. Farmers are this nation's backbone. Bankers, women, veterans, Filipino tilt-a-whirl operators are this nation's backbone. Salamat.
Cam Brady will win his 5th term in Congress simply by signing the registration ballot. That's one of the perks of running unopposed.
Let's get this bad boy signed.
I don't know if that's supposed to be pushing or pulling. Hey.
Who is that guy?
This has been my dream, running for office.
You're challenging our 4-term congressman. How do you expect to do that?
Did I say that again? Now that I'm running for Congress, we're going to be under a lot of scrutiny. Anybody have anything that they want to share with us?
I said the Lord's name in vain at school.
Is that it?
I went to the petting zoo and I let the goat lick my wiener.
That little guy's a weirdo. I'm gonna smoke that clown.
We've got some work to do, right?
How you doing?
Hate to break it to you, friend, but your balloon's getting ready to pop. And that balloon's full of your own butt toots.
Are you trying to trash talk me? Your mama's like a vacuum cleaner. She sucks, she blows, and gets laid in the closet. That's what makes feelings.
Washington, D.C. is a mess. How do you say it's a mess in Hebrew? Balagan. Donkey Kong?
You want a holy war, little man? Let me hear a Cam Brady 012. Oh, shove a throwing star up a Chinese monkey.
They want to get my gold on the ceiling.
I refuse to lose, and I will win.
This dog has a lot of fight in him.
Marty Huggins? What do you got there? Is that a crossbow? Ah! Ho! Black Hawk down!
Where it's going is that this is pretty
Blaze,
much,
Blaze, hold up. You see the 3 messages you got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the 3 messages I got.
Yeah, well, click on it. I'm interested. That's funny. Yeah, what exactly? What was the point in that, buddy? That
The
video.
point
It
is-
looks funny. I'm probably gonna watch that.
Yeah, it is fun. And then when you're done watching it, and the next time I see you on the show, you're going to be like, dude, I understand where you're coming from as far as politics go. I mean, it's only a trailer, so they're not going to get too in depth with, with the show. In other words, they got people from CNN or whatever, and they're like, Ken Brady just punched a baby in a mountain. He went up fucking 3 points in the polls. You know what I mean? It just, you got to see it. I recommend any of the viewers to see it. It's it's funny, and it's oh my God, what the fuck already? I thought you was making the private message. Hot photos of my sister. Okay, pal. All right.
XXX69.biz. Sounds legit.
Sounds legit, right?
Don't click on it.
Yeah, I would, Blaze. You could definitely click on that. Looks safe.
No,
you click on that once
I'm
we're
blocking
done.
the user. Thank you very much.
I'm out of here.
That's funny.
You click on that later. I'm out of here right now.
Come on, Oak.
But can you honestly
Put your
look
lollipop
at our
back in your pocket.
political? Yeah.
No,
Look at
don't
our
click that. We
political
won't have a
system.
show next week. He's gonna have a virus in his computer.
I know.
No, I'm not clicking on none of that shit, man. It's
But
been
honest
happening
fact-
lately, and I have to, and it's all coming from YouTube. So I just tightened up security on YouTube and all that stuff like that. So it's just a bunch of shit.
Badass bitch, motherfucker.
Whatever.
Anyways, that
Goodbye.
was the point I was trying to make with that. So it's a fucking goof of a movie, but again, you got to see it. It goes through everything, and again, some of the stuff that they do is a little over the top. But again, watching it from a political point of view, you're like, wow, that shit goes on. You know what I mean? It's like that. But
It's
anyhow,
definitely dirty.
and just something to kill a little bit of time tonight. The show's almost over 5 minutes, and so I figured we'll just go with how was everybody weekend? We'll have a little bit more time for our last words. So we'll go with D. He's always got a good at least a minute and a half of saying goodbye.
Oh, wait a minute.
You know?
What's the matter, Captain?
What's up, Donnie?
We're sports. Steve Nash got out as the Bruins manager, whatever, coach. And right away, Udoka's name comes right in. Udoka, he's right there, top of the list. They want him. I'm like, damn it. I mean,
Yeah, he's leaving the Celtics.
I know, but damn it, Boston. Damn it, Boston. Make sure his ass goes out west or something. Don't put him in the same division. You know his ass can coach.
I don't think they have a choice. I don't think it's something they can do.
I don't know.
No. He's got two stubborn head veterans, Durant and
Or maybe
Kyrie
the broad,
Irving.
or maybe
way.
the broad he was banging.
Well,
He
just keep-
fell in love with or something, and he's like, "Well, the only way I can have you is I got to go to another team." I don't know.
I don't know. I don't watch
Nick
sports,
Bent?
so I can't even comment. I got enough
we just
depressing
did
shit in my life.
this is the part where we just try to cover some time. So D,
You're right.
You're up, buddy.
Would like to thank you, sir, Blaze, you, Mr. Jim, you, Joe Snuffy, and our entire audience.
How many people we got watching Blaze?
Yeah, 3. Oh shit, Jim! I was looking at you and I was thinking the same
That's like
thing.
again. I asked not to ask that question live, but
Oh yeah, that's right. You're right. Never mind.
Anyway, Damon.
No, that's all I got, man. Thank you, guys.
You got to do something better to get the ratings up. That's all. But maybe we'll fucking, I don't know, we'll go visit one of these maniacs in a sale asylum or something, an insane asylum. I don't know. Got to do something.
I like the sound of that. Road trip.
Yeah, fun with that.
Yeah, I think. Hey, getting back to Paul Pelosi, I wonder if that guy took a trip to Lizzie Borden's crib up there in Fall River.
I don't know.
I've never been there.
Hammer, she go.
I lived right up the fucking street from it for like 20 years.
Explains a lot.
Never been. So, but I'll tell you what, you see people in buses and all kinds of shit coming out of that place.
Yeah, they got a whole thing. You can go and spend the night there. Shit,
Yeah, it's a bed and breakfast. It's a B&B.
Yeah. No thanks. No
Right?
thanks.
Well, that'd be good for the show. Jim, these two guys can't do it, but you and I, we go sleep there. We'll do a live show at night.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
We do
Like
it
a
too.
Blair Witch Project.
Right. Or we'll wait for D to come back down to this end, and the three of us.
I bring
can go
Donnie
there.
too.
Donnie can come. Donnie gonna fucking be outside. Where's Donnie outside smoking?
Hey,
you know what I mean?
I don't know about you.
All right.
Security
So,
on the perimeter.
Donnie, final words, please.
Hey, just thanks
Yes, sir,
everybody
Donnie.
watching, tuning, viewing, listening, however you're connected, man. Thank you, appreciate it. Guys, it's always fun to talk and BS. Like always, think positive, do positive everywhere you can, man. Till next week, pop and smoke.
Right. D.
Sir, I did it already. I thank the
did?
audience. I thank the audience. I thank the producer, and I thank the co-host.
All right. Whatever. Jim.
Yeah,
Double-
I mean, same here. I want to thank everybody. Thanks for having me back. No, it's always great talking to you guys, and I appreciate any viewers and listeners that we have.
Right. Same
So
here.
Hopefully we can grow it a little more and see where it goes. That's all. And stay positive.
Right. So, with that being said, people, be kind. If you got it, give it. Teach your children positive things. Don't let them watch too much of the crazy news that's going on out there.
Or the show.
Oh yeah. Well, you can let them watch this show. We can always keep Mr. D under control. But anyways, with that being said, peace and love to each and every one of you out there, and catch us next Tuesday right here on the Rabbit Hole. Tomorrow night's the Blaze Man and Miss Tammy show. Thursday night's the Neutral Corner, and Friday night is the Side Draft right here on FFN Radio Network, all times, Eastern Time, 7 to 8 p.m. And hope to see most of you back next Tuesday. Peace and love. Later.